First and foremost, I'd like to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, which are the true names of the Heavenly Father and of the Son, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ, who is a so-called black man. Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Brakathum, to all the Akim out there that's pushing this truth and sincerity. Why Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Brakathum, to all the elders out there who labor in the truth who taught us this truth. Okay, and as you can see on your screen, this is John the 10th chapter, and this is going into the sheep of Yahweh, man. Okay, cause you have brothers, you teach on the street, and you trying to force people to get the truth. Ultimately, the Lord. Ultimately, the sheep follows the voice of Yahweh, which Yahweh, he's the way, he's the door, he's the truth, man. Okay. And the reason why 2/3 of our people won't get the truth is because ultimately they're not his sheep. And that's what Yahweh told the scribes and Pharisees later down the line in this chapter. He said, matter of fact, let me get it. Later down the line in the chapter, John 10. Oh, here we go, right here. John 10 and 25. It says, Yahweh answered them. Matter of fact, I'm going to start at verse 22. It says, and it was at Jerusalem, the feast of the dedication, and it was winter. And Yahweh walked in the temple and Solomon's porch. Then came the Jews round about him and said unto him, how long dost thou make us to doubt? If thou be Hamashiach, tell us plainly. So these Jews are like, man, if you're the Messiah, tell us. Tell us plainly, man. Stop playing around. But Yahweh Ben was telling them. But verse 26, verse 25. So Yahweh answered them, I told you, and ye believe not. See, I told you, but you didn't believe me. The works that I do in my Father's name, they bear witness of me. What I'm doing should tell you that I'm the Messiah. Just like how you got brothers out there on the highways and byways, the works that brothers put in should tell you that they're the men of the Lord. But you guys don't believe. But verse 26, it says, but ye believe not, because ye are not of my sheep, as I said unto you. You see? So the reason why you don't believe me, the reason why you don't believe that I'm the Messiah is because you're not of my sheep. And then when you continue and later down in the chapters, John 17, well, starting with John the 15th chapter, Yahweh told the 12, he said, I have you have not chosen me, but I have chosen you. So you got to be chosen. It's about the chosen right now. It's not about all Israel, man. Okay, it's not about all Israel right now. And it's pretty clear when you read and understand the scriptures. The scriptures are always talking about a remnant. The scriptures are always talking about few. Like in Second Measures. I feel we're going to get that too. It says, but ye believe not, because ye are not of my sheep. As I said unto you, my sheep hear my voice, and I know them, and they follow me. See, and I know them. Yahweh knows. That's why when he told Matthew, drop all your things and follow me, and some of the other disciples, what they do, they went. Matter of fact, let me get John the first chapter. John 1 and you go back up, because that's exactly what happened with John the Baptist. Let's see. Here we go. John 1 and 35. It says, again, the next day after John stood and two of his disciples. So this is John and two of his disciples. It says, and looking upon Yahweh as he walked, he said, behold, the Lamb of Yahweh. And the two disciples heard him speak, and they followed Yahweh. then Yahweh, then Yahweh, Salah. Then Yahweh turned and saw them following, and said unto them, what seek ye? They said unto him, Rabbi, which is to say, being interpreted, Master, where dwellest thou? And he saith unto them, come and see. They came and saw where he dwelt, and abode with him that day, for it was the 10th hour. So you see, one of the two which heard John speak and followed him was Andrew, Simon's Peter's brother. He first findeth his own brother Simon and saith unto him, we have found the Messiah, which is being interpreted the Hamashiach. So here he says, like, here we have found the Messiah. So he believed that Yahushua was Messiah. Why? Because he heard John's teachings and he believed, and ultimately, he was one of the sheep of Yahushua. He was one of the sheep of Yahushua. He belonged to the flock of Yahushua. So it's plain and simple, man. When you read the Bible, you had two of John's disciples leave him to go follow Yahushua, because that's Yahushua's sheep, man. Okay, my sheep hear my voice and they follow me. Point blank, period. Because the Jews said, when I read it, let me read it again just to bring it in full circle. John 10 and 25, no 24, it says, then came the Jews round about him and said unto him, how long dost thou make us to doubt? If thou be Hamashiach, tell us plainly. Yahushua didn't even have to tell who was it, Simon or Andrew, that he was the Messiah. He didn't even have to say it. He knew. He knew, because he belonged to the fold of Yahushua. So Yahushua answered them, I told you, and ye believe not. The works that I do in my Father's name, they bear witness of me. But ye believe not, because ye are not of my sheep, as I said unto you. My sheep hear my voice, and I know them, and they follow me. You see? So ultimately, Andrew, Simon, they were the sheep of Yahushua. Okay? Because they believed that he was the Messiah. They didn't even hear his voice. They heard what John was, because John, he was preaching about Yahushua. Okay, John was probably giving them breakdowns and all that stuff about Yahushua, showing them and the prophets who he was. And John said, "Oh, here we go. This is Lamb of the Most High. This is the Messiah right here." And they automatically believed, because they're the sheep. You see, so it's all about being the sheep, and not everybody's the sheep. Clearly. So this is John 10 from the top. It says, verily, verily, I say unto you, he that entereth not by the door into the sheepfold, but climbeth up some other way, the same is a thief and a robber. Yeah, you can't climb up no other way into this truth. There's only one way. You got to enter into the straight gate, as the scripture says. There is no other way. But he that entereth in by the door is the shepherd of the sheep. To him the porter openeth, and the sheep hear his voice, and he calleth his own sheep by name and leadeth them out. Yeah. So that's what the shepherd does. And the sheep follow him, because the sheep ultimately knows the shepherd's voice. Verse 4. And when he putteth forth his own sheep, he goeth before them, and the sheep follow him, for they know his voice. And the stranger will they not follow, but will flee from him, for they know not the voice of strangers. Now, you can interpret this, a few ways, two ways. Okay, the stranger, that can be other teachers. Okay, other, because you do have false leaders in Israel, man. Okay, and that's rarely being talked about. Okay, you have false leaders in Israel. Okay, that can also be talking about the Christian teachers, Islam teachers, Kemet. But ultimately, this could be talking about philosophies as well. Okay, other doctrines. Okay, philosophy, because a stranger or a strange woman can be likened unto doctrine. Okay, let me prove it. This is Proverbs 7, and I'm gonna start at verse 1. It says, my son, keep my words and lay up my commandments with thee. Keep my commandments and live, and my law as the apple of thine eye. Bind them upon thy fingers, write them upon the table of thine heart. So watch this. Say unto wisdom, so say unto wisdom, which wisdom is a spirit, thou art my sister. You see? So even wisdom can be likened unto a woman. Okay? And call understanding thy kinswoman. that, watch this, that they may keep thee from the strange woman, from the stranger which flattereth with her words. You see? And what's that dealing with? That's dealing with false philosophy. Okay, false philosophy, false doctrine. So doctrine and understanding, that can be likened unto a woman. Okay, a nice, a precious, a pure woman. But false philosophies, false doctrine, that can be likened into a harlot. Okay, a strange woman. Okay, something that's strange. Like, no, I don't resonate with that. But if you do resonate with it, it's because, that strange woman got you with that flattering lips, with her words. Because other philosophies can sound real good. There's no bitterness to them. Like this truth, there's bitterness to this truth. But Christianity, there's no bitterness to Christianity. What tribulation does Christianity goes through? What people in the Christian church, who in the Christian church goes through trials and tribulations? Don't none of them. Muslims. What trials and tribulations do they go through? That ain't the straight gate. Them Kemet guys. What trials and tribulations do they go through? They making money. They ain't going through no trials and tribulations, because why did they enter the straight gate? Which the straight gate is the truth, the path of difficulty. Okay. So now we have the understanding that false philosophies, that can also be the stranger. Okay. You hear the words, but you don't follow it because you're the sheep of Yahweh Shai. You see? But verse 6, for at the window of my house I looked through my casement, and beheld among the simple ones, I discerned among the youths a young man void of understanding, passing through the street near her corner, and he went the way to her. See, because this guy was void of understanding. He was a young man, an upstart. In the twilight, in the evening, in the black and dark, and behold, there met him a woman with the attire of an harlot, and subtle of heart. She is loud and stubborn. Her feet abide not in her house. Now, brothers use this for a woman, actual woman, but this is actually talking about false doctrine. This is talking about false philosophy. That's what it's talking about. Okay, and if you take heed to the seducing, flattering words of this false philosophy, you're gonna be defiled. Matter of fact, let me get that. See, the scriptures, man, the scriptures is consistent. The scriptures connects to each other when you go precept upon precept. This is Revelation 14, and I'm just go right to the point. Now I'm going to start at verse 1. It says, and I looked, and lo, a lamb stood on the Mount Zion, and with him 144,000, having his father's name written in their foreheads. You see, this is about the elect, man. This is just plain and simple now, man. Like, it just all makes sense now. It says, and I heard a voice from heaven as the voice of many waters, and as the voice of a great thunder, and I heard the voice of harpers harping with their harps. And they sung as it were a new song before the throne, and before the four beasts and the elders, and no man could learn that song but the 144,000 which were redeemed from the earth. These are they which were not defiled with woman. What woman? Strange philosophies, okay, false doctrines. You see that? So now we have a clearer and better understanding how false philosophies can defile you, okay? For they are virgins. Now, what's that talking about? Is that talking about the elect are literal virgins? No, it told you that they're not defiled with other women, other philosophies, because why? They're repentant, and they're new men in Yahweh Shai. So they're only married to Yahweh Shai, because the scriptures tell you that Yahweh Shai is our husband. Lord willing, we're their men. Okay, Lord willing, we are them men. The 144,000 tells us that we are married to Yahweh Shai, ultimately married to the Most High, and him only. And a woman is not supposed to be having all types of different men. She's only supposed to be with one man her whole entire life. Okay? But now that we're new creatures in Yahweh Shai, we only deal with the truth of Yahweh Shai. So we're virgins. Lord willing, we are the men. And he's going to tell you, these are they which follow the Lamb whithersoever he goes. You see? We follow the Lamb wherever he goes. Wherever Yahweh Shai go, we go. Why? Because that's our big brother. That's our husband right there. Okay? These were redeemed from among men, being the first fruits being the first fruits unto the Most High and to the Lamb. Okay. Now you can say we were defiled by other philosophies before, but now we're a new creature. We're a new creature in Yahweh Shai. Okay. All of the impurities of Babylon that we're learned is being purged out, and we're being renewed day by day, being a new person, a new spirit, a new mind, being cleansed by the washing of the word. So now we're Lord willing, we them men, like I said, the elect, they're pure virgins. They're only dealing with one true doctrine, not tossed to and fro with other philosophies. Okay. So back in Proverbs 7, it says, verse 12, it says, now is she without, now in the streets, and lieth in wait at every corner, right? Because these other philosophies, man, they want to come and eat you up, man. Okay, Satan wants you to be in other doctrines. Satan don't want you to be in the truth. Verse 13, so she caught him, caught him, and kissed him, and with an impudent face said unto him, I have peace offerings with me, this day have I paid my vows. Therefore came I forth to meet thee, diligently to seek thy face, and I have found thee. I have decked my bed with coverings of tapestry, with carved works, with fine linen of Egypt. See, that's how seducing the spirit is. Spirit of other philosophies. I have perfumed my bed with myrrh, aloes, and cinnamon. Come, let us take our fill of love unto the morning. Let us so lace ourselves with love. You see? Oh, that's it. I'm gonna read on that. That's how these other doctrines are, man. Okay, just bunch of sweet, flattering words that has seduced many. Okay, many men has been seduced by it. We were all seduced by it, man. We were all drunk off that wine. Just like how a woman will tell you all the nice stuff, all the nice things, but really at the end, she's really a harlot. And what happened? You fell for the trap. Now you just toss to and fro and you're finished. After she get what she want out of you, now you're through. Matter of fact, it tells you that. Let me go back to it. Proverbs 7:27. Matter of fact, start verse 26. It says, for she hath cast down many wounded, yea, many strong men have been slain by her. Her house is the way to hell, to the grave, going down to the chambers of death. Man, and ain't that like a real woman? Ways of hell and just death. But anyway, not to focus on a woman, a physical woman anyway. So back in John, the 10th chapter, and verse 6, it says, this parable spake Yahushua unto them, but they understood not what things they which says, this parable spake Yahushua unto them, but they understood not what things they were which he spake unto them. Then said Yahushua unto them again, verily, verily, I say unto you, I am the door of the sheep. All that ever came before me are thieves and robbers, but the sheep did not hear them. I am the door. By me, if any man enter in, he shall be saved, and shall go in and out and find pasture. The thief cometh not but for to steal and to kill and destroy. Hey, did I not just read that in Proverbs about the strange woman? Which the strange woman is other philosophies, man. I am come that they might have life, and that they might have it more abundantly. I am the good shepherd. The good shepherd giveth his life for the sheep. But he that is an hireling, and not the shepherd, whose own the sheep are not, seeth the wolf coming, and leaveth the sheep, and fleeth. And the wolf catcheth them, and scattereth the sheep. Yeah, all these other philosophies. Hey, all these other all these other guys, these so-called leaders, they scatter the sheep, man. And you gotta watch out for wolves in sheep clothing. The hireling fleeth, because he is an hireling, and careth not for the sheep. Yeah, man. These other people, man, they don't care for the sheep. They don't feed the flock or anything. Okay, but yeah, brother. So the point of this video is that not everybody is gonna hear this word, man. Okay, not everybody's gonna hear this word. Not everybody is gonna be down with it, because ultimately they're not the sheep of Yahweh Shai, and Lord willing, we are. Okay, so don't try to force feed this to people. Okay, people, if hey man, if the Lord want them to get it, they're gonna get it. Ultimately, they're the sheep of Yahweh Shai. Okay, all right, but Lord willing, a few brothers, a few sisters were edified. Till next time, I say shalom.